Okay, so quick just explanation of what's going to be going on in this vlog. Today I'm doing something that I've been working on for a while, or finishing something that I've been working on for a while. I don't really want to pay a lot of money to have digital air management. A lot of you guys know that my car doesn't have digital air management. Right now it's just manual, which is super lame. So I was like, okay, well, I'm studying mechanical engineering. I know a few things. I'll make my own. So for the past 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks, I've been designing my own digital air management system. I'll show you guys what the board looks like right now. So this is the board. It's got main power in, and then all of the valve control out right here, and then this piggybacks onto an Arduino microcontroller, which is just kind of the test bed right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and eat breakfast and then start putting this into the car, and we're gonna see if it can read. Oh god, that sound is awful. So I'm gonna pop the lines off of the gauges, off the 4 like manual gauges, and then I'm gonna plug in the pressure sensors and then plug this into my laptop, and then we're gonna see if we can read the pressures. And if it can, that's a huge leap forward. So I'm really excited, and I'm gonna eat breakfast because it's like 1 p.m. and I woke up really late. Okay, so I've already got software written for that for my car, but I need to write test codes so that I can check all the pressure sensors. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and write the test code right now. All right, there she is. All the code written. Go ahead and upload that to the Arduino and test it out. It's alive. Oh god. One-handed laptop in. I'm just gonna test out 2 pressure sensors for right now. This is a 150 PSI, so I can get it to focus on the logo. 150 PSI pressure transducer that I got off eBay, and then I bought this little quick release fitting. And then put some Loctite liquid thread sealer on it, so it should be all good to go. And I'm just going to take one of the gauge lines off and just plug it into this, and then I'm going to plug this into the harness, which has these little cool waterproof plugs, and that's going to go into here and then in the laptop, and then we'll see if we can read a pressure signal. So let's give her a shot. Okay, it's all plugged in. Going to get the compressor to warm up, or not warm up. I'm gonna start the compressor and let it pressurize a little bit, and then see if we can read a value on here. All right, you can probably hear the compressor running back there. And there. All right, it just stopped filling up. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the front bag up. Okay, that was the one that's still connected to the manual one. I'm gonna hit, this is the one that's connected to the digital valve. Oh my god, it's sensing pressure. Dude, it's like working, and it's a number that makes sense. It's negative, which isn't good, but okay, I'm gonna fill it up a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty high. So now it's reading like 1 or 0, so I don't think it's getting a proper signal, but it is reading something, which is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on with that, and yeah. So I'm gonna try bypassing any of the math that I was doing in the program and just take an analog reading of the voltage coming from the sensor so we can see if it's running right. All right, so this program should just read the voltage. So I'm gonna upload it real quick. Oops. And then if I go ahead and hit, let's see which one. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay. So I'm gonna hit pressure up on this, and we're gonna see if this voltage changes as I air it up. All right, airing it up now. Hey, it's getting a reading. Oh, cool. Okay, so it's more aired up. All right, so it is like It's at probably around 60 or some odd PSI, and it's reading 570, 580. Yes! Okay, that's awesome. The sensor works. Woo! Okay, that's big. That means the sensors work. Thank God. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and fix the math, write a new algorithm for calculating pressure, and then go ahead and run it again, and we'll see if it can give us an actual PSI reading instead of just like a random, or not a random, but instead of just a voltage reading. Yes! All right, I figured it out. So I set up a new proportion. It just divides stuff by stuff, and then it just divides stuff by stuff and then subtracts. So now, when I air up and down, I'll go down to 0. So you can see it's reading 0 PSI, and then when I air up, it's like 20, 45, 50, 70, 72. So it's working. So yeah, and then when I air down, which you should be able to hear the hissing from the valve. So it's reading pressures, which is awesome. Okay, so now that I got that working, I'm not really sure what I want to do first, because once I decide I want to hook up the rest of the sensors, I really have to commit to it, and then I won't have a driving car. So I think I'm just gonna do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go downstairs, solder up the spade connectors that allow me to attach the switches on the Arduino or the transistors to the valves in the trunk. And then I'll be back out here, and I'm gonna go ahead and connect it all up, and we're gonna see if it runs. I successfully killed the battery. Ow. I successfully killed the battery again. One sec. The good old shaggin' wagon. This fitment's hilarious. Sure, okay, it did stop. Oh yeah, I have a sub in here, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Hopefully the compressor stops. The other day I had a scare where it wouldn't shut off. Okay, it does. We're good. I guess you guys haven't really seen it with the stock wheels on, so we'll just do a quick little walk around. There she is. It's not really clean, like at all, but she'd do. Oh, we get to play with this soon. Here's my pressure sensors. So you got the other two pressure sensors. This is Loctite 565 pressure, or thread sealant, by the way. All right, so I got it to read all 4. So as I air up each corner, so there's 40 PSI, 45, 55, 50, 39, and 55, 43. That one's leaking a bit. But yeah, it reads all 4. Legendary. So I ended up gripping these. These go from the pin headers on the shield to the spades, the 12, 14 gauge spades that are on the factory, or not factory, but my air engine, my airbagit.com air engine. So this should work okay. And then I made one of these that goes from the positive power on the shield to the positive lead on one of the, or on the sending power for all of the valves. So we'll see if this works, and the only trouble is going to be finding where to plug in ground, but then once we get that, we should be perfect. A little issue happened. So I ran a program on it. It actually ended up hard shutting down my laptop because all the power of the car went through this USB port. But I heard a clunk from the back, and this LED shut off, and then smoke came out of this transistor, or some part on here. So I think it shorted, but it did manipulate a solenoid in the back of the car, which is a good thing. But I'm not really sure why this broke, so I'm gonna look into that. So I'm gonna replug in the 12 volts right now. Alright, so it should be ready to control everything. Oh, see? Smoke. Where'd that just come from? Same thing, smoke. Okay, so after doing a little bit of research, I found out that the transistors that I was using were only rated for 0.6 amps, which is obviously not enough to have anything to do with a car's main power. So I think I'm gonna order these. These are, first off, it's good because they're on Prime, but they can handle, what was it? What did the data sheet say? Or this one can handle 60 volts at 5 amps, and the collector current is 8 amps, but most importantly, DC collector current 5 amps. So that should definitely be able to handle the draw of the solenoids that are in the trunk. So I think I'm gonna order these, get them maybe overnighted or something like that, and then hopefully the boards are salvageable. I think they are, and I'll just solder in these to the board, and then next video will be me installing those and trying those out, and hopefully they'll work. And if they do, then that's it. Then I'll just load up the code that I already wrote that allows the whole thing to be controlled via a rotary switch, and hopefully it'll be mint. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next video. See ya.